welcome back to this bookish space. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the books I read in January, and I'm also going to be telling you all about the amazing books that I am anticipating that will be released in 2022. So stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. First book in January was a book by Candice Carty-Williams, and it's titled Empress and Aniya. Empress and Aniya is a young adult book, and it was a really nice book. It was really, I won't really say it's lighthearted, but it was just something that I really enjoyed because I read it while I was on my way back from the holidays, returning to Lagos. So I listened to the audiobook on the bus, and I really enjoyed it. It's just really light. It's not lighthearted. It's just nice. The writing is so simple, so straightforward. This is not the first time I'm reading a book by Candice. The first book I read by Candice was Queenie, which is quite popular, and I had issues with Queenie actually, but with Empress and Aniya, I do not have any single issue. I love it so much. Empress and Aniya follows the life of Empress and Aniya. Empress is the poor girl who comes to this school for rich kids. She got in through a scholarship that she had to fill the form herself. She had to just move for herself because her mother abuses drugs. So Empress has to take good care of herself and also her sibling. She grew a friendship with Aniya. Empress is more reserved. Aniya is really pushy and just always want to be all up in your face and all of that, because she was Empress's designated friend since Empress was new to the school, so that she could just blend in. She was appointed to become Empress's friend, and she took that role pretty seriously, and that just facilitated a bond between both of them. I really enjoyed the story. It really opened January in a beautiful way for me, because it's not lighthearted. I keep saying it's lighthearted. It's not lighthearted. It was important. It was beautiful. It's just a really rich story. I went on to read Honor by Thrity Umrigar. Now, this is my first time reading a book by Thrity, and Honor was Honor is another important story, just like Empress and Aniya, although the settings are different. This one is set in India, while Empress and Aniya is set in the UK. So for Honor is a book that might get you emotional. If you love books like A Woman Is No Man, if you love any piece of humanist writing or any piece of feminist writing, any book that just talks about the plight of women and their struggles, and any book that touch on cultural practices that are terrible against humanity and women, if we're going to narrow that down, you'd love Honor by Thrity Umrigar. Smita had to come back to India after she left when she was barely 12 years old, following a traumatic experience that she experienced in India. She had to return back to India. Now she's a journalist and she's grown. A fellow journalist invited her to come cover this story where a woman is suing her brothers for killing her Muslim husband. And so Smita has to return to India to cover the story. And she has this faraway love for India because of her experience. And covering the story, all her journalistic trainings flew to the air or flew to the wind, because she became attached to the story and she became attached to Mina. The story touches on sisterhood, friendship, love, cultural practices, man's inhumanity to man, just a really heavy load. Like, it just really unpacked a lot of things. The question of identity, culture, it's a really nice book, and I recommend it. It's a very beautiful read. I really liked it, although it took me a while to finish, because it was just it's medium paced. Although it's medium paced, you are still interested in knowing what's going to happen next. Okay, you just want to go on the journey, just see things through the character's eyes. So it's a beautiful book. Then after that, the book that really took almost all of my time, I didn't want to DNF this book at all, because I had high expectations for this book. Everyone was talking about the book, and everyone have really nice reviews about this book. And even me sitting here and saying, oh, I don't really like this book, I feel somehow. But the truth is that I did not really enjoy Wahala by Nikki May. And as I record this video right now, I'm not even done with the book, but I'm going to count it as a book I read in January because I'm almost done. First, Wahala. The word Wahala is a Yoruba word which means trouble, and it follows the lives of these three friends, Boo, Ronke, and Simi. Three different personalities for their friends, and this tight bond of friendship is pierced through by an intruder, Isabel. We all know how tight-knitted friendships are. So when an outsider comes in, it just kind of turns things around. So people have said it takes a contemporary turn on take on friendship, and also it kind of gives this Sex and the City vibe. But I wouldn't really say it gives Sex and the City vibe. I've seen Sex and the City, and I don't think it gives me any form of Sex and the City vibes. I just feel like the book was a slow burn. I kept waiting for the wahala to happen, the drama. I was just waiting for the book to catch fire, and it was just really taking me on a journey that I am tired of. But I'm going to finish it no matter what. I'm going to count it among the books I read in January. The book, God, I just want it to be over. I just want it to be over. But and I'm waiting for the mind-blowing thing to happen, but they just keep on dragging on. So I don't like Wahala. I just hope that when I get to the end, I would love it. Maybe it will blow my mind. What if it happens will blow my mind? Maybe Ronke would finally leave Kayode, or Simi will let her husband Martin know that yes, he's trying for a baby, but she's not trying for a baby because she doesn't want to have a baby. Then Boo's husband will learn that okay, his wife is actually bored. She's tired of the entire setup. It's a fresh take because these three women, they are all biracial. It's nice that I like the approach. But I just wish the story was fast paced. Maybe I just needed something that was fast paced at that time. Maybe the book's really nice, but the book did not meet up to my expectations. And for the books that I am anticipating in 2022, drum roll please. There are so many books I would love to read, but I just had to narrow down the list for the sake of this video. The first book I can't wait to read, the book that when I saw it that it was coming out, my smile was so large, and that You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akweke Mezi. This book is going to be out on the 24th of May 2022. I cannot wait. It's going to be a romantic book, and I just cannot wait to see it. And guess what? It's going to be adapted to a movie. So, yeah. Yes. A movie with Amazon Studios. And the author is also going to be executive producing this movie. So, I just cannot wait for all the sauce that's going to come out of this. The Merciless Ones, which serves as a sequel to the Gilded Ones, is set to be released also in May, but the 31st of May 2022. And honestly, I can't wait to see this one because the Merciless Ones really took me on a journey that I like. It's a fantasy book, and I cannot wait to see what's in store, what the next journey is for the Gilded Ones. Then what happened if I've not read the Gilded Ones? Yes, I highly recommend. It's a really nice book. It's a nice book. Then What Happened to Janet Uzo by Miracle Emeka Nkwo. It's a crime thriller and young adult set to be released in February 24th. I am anticipating this one because it's a crime thriller. Sex After Harmattan. This book, what piqued my interest in this book is actually the title. And when I read what the book is going to be about, really heightened my interest more. It said, enter a world where the sometimes shocking and often hilarious mating and dating habits of a privileged are exposed by a true insider. In this true life story, drawn from her witty and sometimes brutally candid circle in Lagos, Cynthia Tasha Osaji Benedict introduces us to the young and beautiful who travel in packs from offices to bars to clubs. And this book is coming out February 7th. I would love to read it. I would love to read this book, honestly. Sex After Harmattan. This is like on top of my list. I would just love to see it. Set in Lagos, Nigeria. And if you can see from the cover of the book, it says, "Welcome to Lagos, there's no love here." This made me laugh so much. Lagosians, what's up? What I need to I don't know. Sometimes when I read these books, I'm like, am I in Lagos? Am I sure I'm in this city? Because last year I read nearly all the men in Lagos are mad, and the stories were just really interesting, funny, mind blowing, and I feel like okay, now I'm seeing this sex after Hammer time. They say, welcome to Lagos, there's no love here. Bridges Are for Burning is another book that I love to see, and it's by Bina Idonije. And the synopsis says, on the eve of Valentine's Day, Ogogo Gigi Dempster wore a heart on her sleeve at almost 31. She was single and ready to mingle after nearly 2 years of relegating her love life to the curb in favor of growing her fledgling social media company. Her beautiful best friend Alana was newly pregnant for the love of her life, Benjamin Halal, and her sister Efimena Fifi was married to wealthy aristocrat Lotana Dike. And this book is coming out in February by Masop Books. I really admire this publishing company so much. The title of this book just really caught my attention, and it says Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments. I love this title. I love this cover. I would really love to read this book. Fingers crossed. Ropa Moyo's ghost stalking practice has tanked. Desperate for money to pay bills and look after her family, she reluctantly accepts a job to look into the history of a coma patient receiving treatment at the magical private hospital of Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments. The patient is a teenage schoolboy called Max Wu, and healers at the hospital are baffled by the illness which has confounded medicine and magic. And it's coming out April 5th. The Scent of Burnt Flowers. I love the cover of this book. Last year, when I saw the cover, it really caught my attention because am I the only one who's tired of illustrated book covers? I don't find them. I don't like it anymore. I love this kind of artistic expression as book covers. A Spell of Good Things is something. It's by Ayobami Adebayo. The cover, there's no cover review yet. I'm interested in reading this book because it's by Ayobami Adebayo. Her stories are always very relatable, and it just really tells the everyday life of Nigerians. So I look forward to reading this book by Ayobami Adebayo. Once, if there are more details, I'll let you know. Maybe on my Bookstagram. Bolu Babalala has a new book coming too, and I cannot wait. I read her book Love in Color last year, her collection of short stories, and good stuff. So I can't wait to see what Honey and Spice brings. The the description is quite interesting. It says Honey and Spice will tell the story of the sharp-tongued Kiki Banjo, an expert in relationship evasion, as well as the women who make up the Afro-Caribbean society at Whitewell University, and their attempts to avoid the mess of situationships, players, and heartbreak. But when Kiki meets newcomer Malachi Korede, her defenses are weakened. June 21st. This book's coming out on June 21st. Then Patience is a Subtle Thief. Patience is a Subtle Thief. I got inspired to read this book because of the title and its cover. I've never read any book by Abishola Ayodeji before, but I'm willing to give it a try because I love how the title. I love the title. I love how fierce the cover is. I just love it, and even the description would hook you for that. Suspenseful and evoking the subtleties of Nigerian life in a fresh and unexpected way, Patience is a Subtle Thief is a heart-wrenching story of one young woman's precarious journey to adulthood and the risks and sacrifices it takes to follow her heart. I look forward to that one. That's all for the fiction I look forward to. While I was researching about books I would love to read in 2022, I stumbled on this book. It's actually poetry, and I'm not really into poetry, but the cover of this book, don't you just love how the cover is? Just look at that cover. It's so nice, and I love the title, Bless the Daughter Raised by a Voice in Her Head. I just love this title. I love the title of the book. It's by Warsan Shire. I've never read anything by Shire before. And it says Shire introduces us to a young girl who, in the absence of a nurturing guide, makes her own stumbling way toward womanhood. Drawing from her own life, pop culture, and news headlines, Shire finds vivid, unique details in the experiences of refugees and immigrants, mothers and daughters, black women, and teenage girls. I would really love to see this book of poetry when it comes out. I'm not into poetry, but I would love to see this because of the cover and because of the title. It just really piques my interest. And that's all for my what I read in January and all the books I'm anticipating in 2022. What are the books you're anticipating in 2022? Let me know what your TBR pile looks like. Are there any new releases there? Do you have any new author you'd like to check out? Let me know leaving a comment below, and I would love to engage with you. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, do take good care of yourself. Goodbye.